You see me in these pleasant surroundings, safe, secure. But am I really? Are you? There's a side of life we tend to ignore. The world of humans so callous, so degraded, they are worse than animals. My new picture, Lady in a Cage, explores that world. It's a strong picture with a terrifying theme which affects us all. That's why I urge adult, responsible people to see Lady in a Cage. You will be shocked, you will be terrified, and fascinated. So I caution you, do not see it alone. See Lady in a Cage with somebody you can hold on to for dear life.
The following is a Papi Chulo Radio original program. The views and opinions expressed in the commentaries and/or interviews in the following program are solely those of the individuals and are not views of Papi Chulo Radio, its parent, affiliate, or subsidiary companies.
Welcome to Summer Camp, a PapiChuloRadio.com original series, Papi Chulo Radio, pop culture on demand. I am your host and camp owner, Jeffrey Aruz. Tonight on Summer Camp, we're going to explore some of Hollywood's campiest flicks, fan-favorite films, and cult classic motion pictures. Please welcome my co-hosts, theater and drama specialist, Legionnaire.
He who unleashes the terror reaps the terror.
Yes, so dramatic. I love it. I thought you were gonna say I'm a woman in a small service elevator.
I almost did that one.
Okay, good. You can save it for the end. Surprise me, because I'll forget. All right, wellness coach A. Sade.
That's her freedom song. That's when she was going crazy because she wanted out.
Yes. Look at you speaking French.
Something like that.
Oh. Qu'est-ce qui parle?
Un peu. No?
Un petit peu.
Not a little bit.
Oh.
Just a little bit.
Okay, all right.
I made my way through France with a dead phone, so I figured.
D'accord, yes. Oui, mademoiselle.
I understand a little bit.
Yes, fantastic.
I read it better than I speak it, though.
Oh, okay. And physical fitness director Parker James.
Please! 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 Damn, please or police. We'll never know.
And that's all we needed for the whole movie.
Fantastic. All right, my people. As you already know, tonight's double feature is all about hagsploitation. So to conclude our night, don't get in that elevator. It's time to fire up the film projector so that we can discuss 1964's Lady in a Cage. Here's the official synopsis of the film. A woman trapped in a home elevator is terrorized by a group of vicious hoodlums. Dun dun dun. Okay, so the big question, have any of y'all seen this ridiculously titled movie? 1964's Lady in a Cage. Let's start off with Legionnaire.
Appropriately titled movie.
It is appropriate, but it's a ridiculous title. Legionnaire, had you ever seen 1964's Lady in a Cage before?
I have not seen The Lady in the Cage before.
All right. Sade, have you ever seen Lady in a Cage before?
No, sir.
Okay. And Parker?
I think I was probably 7 or 8. I don't remember who she was facing, but it was China, and she was
you saw that type of woman in a cage.
She was facing someone in the cage. She won the match, but I don't remember. Oh, you mean the movie though?
I have seen a woman in a cage.
Well, if you go to the nightclub.
I mean, if we're talking about women
know?
in cages, I have been a woman in a cage.
Oh.
Tell us more.
Really? I will.
I do want to
dated
hear
a
the
blind
story,
person.
but I feel
No,
like...
I dated a blind person,
Oh.
and they were into all kinds of wild shit. And there's this place in Florida that you can go if you're into wild shit, and they'll put you in a cage, and basically you set the rules of what they can do while you're in that cage.
All right.
But you can reach through the cage.
Shout out to
Like-
the blind person that was
Okay.
dating
Yeah.
Sade.
It was lit. Yeah, it was lit. That's when my life started to change into a whole bunch. Yeah, it was
Oh.
fun. But I've been in a cage.
Hashtag ambisextress.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that little side note we
All right.
went on. That was good.
Yeah.
But back
I
to
can
the
ask you more
question.
about that
And the
off
puppy.
record, but I've been in the cage and it's a good time.
All right.
She was not having a good time though.
Oh.
Keep that in the podcast, please. Keep
Oh,
it
yeah,
in the
no, it will.
podcast,
But back
Good.
to the question at hand, Parker, yes or no?
that's a no. It's a
Okay.
solid no. That's
And I had
Solid
never
no.
seen it before, but I had heard of it because there was a little TV show on a couple of years ago called Feud, Betty and Joan, that was all about the feud between Betty Davis and Joan Crawford. And there was a little section, I believe Catherine Zeta-Jones played Olivia de Havilland, and they talked about, hagsploitation because of whatever happened to Baby Jane, starring Joan and Betty. That sort of is what jump-started the hagsploitation genre. And so they mentioned Lady in a Cage. It always sounded like a ridiculous movie, so I was like, summer camp enjoys ridiculous movies. So
Enjoy.
here you go. You're welcome, America, and Canada too. So let's talk about the cast. We've got Olivia de Havilland in it as the headliner. We have James Caan in his first role ever.
I thought you were
Yes,
familiar.
he had a small uncredited role in another movie, but this was his first role where he actually talks and shoot the scenery and that sort of thing. The only other people that I recognized, Ann Southern as Sade, and of course our friend Scatman Crothers. Did anyone else recognize anybody? I'm not asking Sade because she doesn't recognize anybody, but everybody else.
I don't know who these people are.
I know.
I did,
None
I
of
did
them.
recognize Scatman Crothers.
Yes. You didn't recognize Ann Southern?
No, not at first.
Okay. She kept on calling herself plump throughout the whole movie, which I found that kind of disturbing. I mean, she wasn't like, Zoftig or something.
She literally only just had a good meal.
She just had a good meal. Yes. I was like, poor Ann Southern. They're making her call herself plump throughout this whole damn movie. Okay, so Mrs. Cornelia Hilliard. What did we think of her?
The most.
The most. I mean, she was just a mother, trying to have breakfast, right?
She was doing too much. Here, have some orange juice, son. I read this thing, and blah, 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 orange juice, and then your heart rate. Then you don't just let this child go away on his own. Like, she was... yeah,
She started out doing a lot.
she did. She was never normal.
She was never normal. Okay. Aw. She just wanted breakfast. She wanted to go back up to her room.
I'm gonna need her to walk downstairs. Like, I know she hurt her hip, so you need to sleep on the bottom floor then, sweetheart.
Oh.
That's what common sense says, but
But she broke her hip in April, and it's now July 4th.
she can still be sleeping on the bottom floor. Like,
Oh,
why?
okay. All right. Okay.
She
I
has
feel you.
No common sense.
I feel you. What did we think of Malcolm Hilliard? Was he done?
Homo. He was a homo,
You think he was?
without question.
Without question. What were the context clues for you?
He was around his mother too long. He was in his 30s. It was referenced.
Oh, I thought he was 40.
It was a possibility that he was a homo. So I'm going to go with more than likely he was. He also had really good, borderline, not super masculine for that time sunglasses. So, yeah. homo. Also, he did know how to drive for that time. So,
Oh, okay. So those are all the context clues for the 60s
Correct.
that he was a homosexual.
absolutely, he was.
Legionnaire, would you co-sign that he was a homosexual?
Yes.
Okay. For all the same reasons.
He was the gig.
All right. For all the same reasons Parker gave.
I would say yes, absolutely.
All right. All right.
Bam, that's 2. We got a third? Come on, Sade, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm not about to be the contrary one.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. And he was done, right? He was DUN done with Cornelia and her shenanigans.
From the get, the moment that note said darling, he was like, darling, I'm gone. Like, this child, he did not want to be there anymore.
All he wanted was what was half of the safe. We never saw the safe. How much money do we think is in the safe?
I'm pretty sure it was empty, wasn't it?
Nothing in the safe.
Wasn't it empty? Isn't that what they said, actually, that it was actually empty?
No. We never saw the safe.
I thought he was...
Yeah, but there was a lot of disappointment happening.
There was a lot of disappointment happening.
Pretty sure it was empty.
I think the safe was full. Legionnaire, what do you think was in the safe?
Full of air.
I don't know what was in the safe, and I don't know that I really cared all that much.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ran out of give a damn about it.
Yeah, after a while.
All right. All right. All right. So,
oh, Lord. Continue.
talking about giving a damn, what the hell was up with that opening period? We have the little black girl rolling her roller skates on a homeless man's bare leg. We've got a couple who are about to fuck, and because we keep on getting shots of the house that we're going to be in throughout the whole movie, we know what time it is. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, so they're ready to fuck at 9 o'clock in the morning with no tints on the window. There were like no tints on the window. Like, people can watch them have sex. I was confused by that. There was a dead dog in the road. What the hell was this opening?
I was immediately aghast. The moment I saw that little girl, I was like, not the rollerblades on
you got to disinfect those rollerblades. I'm just saying.
Like, girl,
burn
what are you
them.
even doing?
Right.
The moment I saw that, I was like, okay, so this is definitely in an alternate reality, because that little girl, I'm sorry, but she is black. She wouldn't be there right then. And this was so.
Who is your mother?
Right. Like, why was she alone in the streets of this white neighborhood? What was she
At 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right? Like, girl, go somewhere else. But.
And why are the homeless out at 9 o'clock in the morning? Like, in the middle of the streets? Like, I don't know. I'm not to shame homeless people.
It was the 4th of July.
Okay, it was the 4th of July. Okay.
Shenanigans
ensued, yes. But the whole opening was very strange to me. The music was strange. The freeze framing was strange. The people fucking in the car at 9 o'clock in the morning. And very aggressively, let's say.
They were getting it.
Right, Sade?
They were getting it in.
It was a very aggressive sex.
It's a foreign thing for people to be having sex that time in the morning without the coverage.
Yes. In the car at 9 a.m., aggressive sex on the 4th of July. I don't think Ben Franklin died for this.
I think he actually did.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. But
what were you saying, Sade?
It was...
I said specifically, that's exactly what he died for.
Yeah.
Make the fireworks worth it.
Make the fireworks worth it. It was
but
very
the whole
strange.
The entrance was... It made, like, as I watched the rest of the movie, because unfortunately I did watch the rest of the movie.
Well, yeah.
The whole theme was nobody really gives a fuck. So
that was the only thing that I could think of. Yes, I'm glad that you mentioned that, Parker, because it seemed like the opening, nobody giving a fuck about anything in the opening, is the theme of the movie, period. Because nobody gave a fuck about Cornelia. Let's be real.
No, nobody did.
Zero. Like, she was crawling on the sidewalk in front of her house with it wasn't even an empty street. where I could get, people ignoring on an empty street. There were cars always passing by that. She lived on a main avenue where cars were passing all the damn motherfucking time. And nobody gave three shits about her. And she didn't even give three shits about herself because she said, I don't listen to when there are emergency alarms. And you know what? Maybe I'll change my mind for a couple of days. And then she was like, there was like apathy in this movie. And maybe that's what encompasses the 60s. Apathy?
I get.
Not that I'm trying to find a deep meaning, but I mean, maybe there was a deep meaning.
There was an attempt for a deep meaning.
Yes.
It was unfortunate.
All right. Well, we got the deep meaning out of the way, so let's get into this. So the power goes out just a little bit. I mean, I was very confused by the whole electricity thing.
60s. It's the 60s.
60s, so I'll just go with it. Because some of the power was working, but some of it wasn't. It was very weird. But the power goes out. She's going up. Can I just say this? Because this is the one thing that bugged me about the whole fucking movie. As if there's only one thing. But this was the main thing that bugged me. She was up in the elevator. She was up maybe 3/4 of a floor. Because we saw them use the step ladder, and that was, maybe 2 feet, and he could reach it. If she were to have gone down that elevator, if she would have opened the door without screaming, without the bell ringing so that no one would have shown up, if she would have just opened the door, and if she would have, instead of the way that she was trying to do it, which is she was with her back, with her...
On the ground, sliding out like she was completely intoxicated.
Yes. If she would have done it where she was facing the elevator and she would have been hanging, I think she would have landed on her butt and she would have been okay.
Yeah, but she was old, dramatic, and
She
manipulative
was
from the beginning.
old
That's
and
why
dramatic,
son was
yes.
about to kill himself to get away from her.
Old,
Well,
dramatic,
there
and
is
manipulative.
that.
That is a good description.
But I'm
Yeah.
just like, she was, and I know that they tried to do us camera angles to make it seem like she was like 3 stories up in the air. She was 3/4 of a floor up in the air, and she couldn't get down by herself.
Lazy.
She is an
lazy.
entitled white woman.
Mm-hmm. The
Caucasian.
we know where the Caucasian is.
Caucasity, yeah. Because she could have done that by herself. She was so fucking dramatic. Like, oh my God, I need to answer the phone. And oh my God, and I need to ring. And oh my God, who are you? I was like, oh my God, bitch, shut the fuck up. She was the worst. The worst, the worst, the worst. Now let's talk about drunk George Brady. Repent!
That's the wino.
The wino who was lustful but wanted to repent.
Yes.
All I could think
L.
of
Brady Jr.
was... What?
George Brady Jr.
Oh.
George L. Brady, right? Jr.
Mm-hmm. It was an L.
There was an L for loser.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Let's talk about this man. He wanted the cooking sherry, but then he wanted the good stuff, but then he wanted the toaster, but then he saw
Can you
little
imagine running
figurines.
into a rich person's house talking about, I'm going to take the cooking sherry.
Yeah, I know, right? And then
Like
he
this
saw
old
the...
cup. I want the cooking sherry.
What I didn't understand is he saw the figurines, and they were not even sexual figurines, but they somehow triggered him.
Repent!
Repent. Repent. I didn't get it at all. Can I just tell you, if I were Cornelia, after this whole ordeal, I would just sell the house. Like, I could not get into my bed. I could not take a shower. Like, I could not touch anything. Like, I would just burn the house down and rebuild.
Yeah. It's not the place you want to live at that point.
You don't even want to touch anything.
Mm-mm.
Well, she's alone now. She might as well just get herself a little
A
apartment.
condo, yeah.
Did her
With
husband,
5,000
did
or
her
6,000
son,
cats. And
did
there
her
you
son
go.
sell himself?
No, we didn't, because he wasn't going to return until Tuesday. This all happened within the
we
span
don't
of
know any of that, right?
24 hours. Yeah, we don't know if he's alive or dead. We also don't know where Nellie is. She must be out there with the country grammar or something. Like, I was with her Air
Stop
Force
it.
Ones.
Stop it.
Because Nellie was supposed to show up, but Nellie didn't show up.
Stop it.
No.
She's
never
with the
did.
St. Lunatics or something.
She's probably on that Florida Georgia line. I don't know where she is.
Yes. She's
Stop it. Why
going
not just
down, down, baby. You're
stop
sweet
it?
enough. She was
Stop
doing
it.
something, but she
It
never
was
showed
probably
up.
getting too hot in there. Damn, stop it. Why are you?
I know that's why Nelly couldn't show up. Poor
Shit.
Nelly.
Clearly.
Clearly. All right, let's talk about Sade. Because initially when I saw the name, I thought it was going to be Sadie, but it's just Sade.
I thought it was gonna be Sade. Let me just.
Or Sade. Or, it would be funny if it was Sade. Could you imagine? But can I say I loved Sade? Because Sade was a down-ass chick. She was a hustler, right, Sade?
She was a pain in the ass. She was a
She
mess.
was not a pain in the ass. She was a
She woke
hustler.
up drunk.
She
woke
was
up
looking for gold. She's a recovered alcoholic.
Mm.
She was looking for the gold. She knew about the gold. She had heard about these gold cups. But you know, she had heard about the silver ones. But she just
She had
found
not
out about the
seen
gold
gold.
ones.
She looked at the gold like it was magic.
She was looking at the gold like it was magic.
The gold.
She wanted to go to Paris, right? No. That was Cornelia was talking about Paris. Where did Sade want to go? She just wanted a better life
Yeah.
for herself. You
And
know,
only herself, because
Can't
she
be
was
mad at that.
selfish.
you can't be mad at Sade.
She's a hustler, I guess.
She was a hustler. She used to run tricks, but she doesn't do that anymore. Remember, Sade?
Mhm.
We all grow.
We all grow, you know. And so, and she got locked in the closet, and we have no idea where she is. She got locked in the wine closet,
Yeah.
so she's the only one
She
that
locked
survived.
herself. She locked herself in the wine closet.
No. She shut the door, and then James Caan locked her in it.
Hmm.
She was like, "We'll deal with her later," and then they never dealt with her.
Oh.
So she's alive, and she's
Oh.
the only one that survived.
For
Oh,
now.
no. Well, the other ones went to jail, but you know what I'm saying. Speaking of the other ones, before we get to Randall, let's talk about Essie.
Mm.
Essie was messy. Let's
Essie
just
was
say
a hot Messie.
She was
Essie
messy.
was
No,
the
Essie. Yeah,
regular chick?
No, Essie is the Latinx man.
Okay.
Messy. Still messy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
still
why
messy.
it's
They
so
didn't
changed.
change it.
Still a bit messy.
No, he didn't. Yeah, because they were both psychopathic. They were all kind of psychopathic. They all had their ticky boom booms,
Mm-hmm.
except
They
for
were all running around like lunatics
Sade. Sade.
while this lady was in a cage.
I know, right?
Yeah.
A
And
mess.
clearly, well,
Needs
and
some milk.
Essie wanted Elaine.
You
Yeah.
can want everything he wants, but that doesn't mean he's gonna get it. Because
No,
clearly
you
he
didn't.
did.
Because clearly Elaine was in it with Randall. Yes, let's
Mhm.
talk about Elaine. What do we think of Elaine?
Distraught.
Mm. She was a hot mess.
Yes.
Oh. That makeup was never there. Her makeup is terrible. Like she
A
was
mess.
just.
What about when she found the dress, though, and she dressed herself?
She was feeling it in her dress, though. I'll tell you that.
she
She
was.
was.
feeling it.
She was feeling
was feeling
fancy as
her
fuck
life.
in that dress.
Fancy
You
as
could
fuck.
tell.
Mm-hmm.
Getting her zhuzh. For
You
sure.
couldn't. She got yassified.
I don't know about all that, but
Okay.
In her mind, it's the yassest that she would ever be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. And Randall Simpson O'Connell.
Mm.
Burping up everywhere.
lunatic. He was.
He had a hairy chest.
He had a whole
Yeah.
bunch of hair.
He had a hairy chest. He had a hairy arm. He had a hairy leg. He was just. He was just dripping in hair.
He was indeed.
He was bearish.
And I feel like it was red hair too. I'm just because it was black and white, I couldn't see it, but I just feel like it was red.
Oh, okay,
I
that's
just
what you
felt-
use in your fantasies?
It wasn't a fantasy. I was just
Oh.
getting a red vibe from it.
Oh,
So
okay.
If, if this ever comes into a fantasy of mine, just believe I'm probably in a cave somewhere.
Oh, like
Things have
Sade.
gotten very dismal.
And
If
Cornelia.
this is the fantasy material,
Okay.
it's very
I'm like
deep.
on my last rope. I'm like, all right, I've done everything I could. I already dropped my stick. I can't answer the phone now. So I'm just gonna have a fantasy about this.
I can't.
You will have been put in the cage.
I can't.
Very bleak.
Can we all agree that Randall and Elaine fucked in that bathroom?
Yes, without question.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And SC wanted, but he didn't.
Yeah, he beat her up and then beat her down.
He beat her down. Yeah. What do we think of SC with the makeup on his face that all of a sudden disappeared when he left the house?
That.
Mm.
That was
There was a
fascinating,
lot.
right?
There was a lot of makeup things going on, like
This is
the
60.
wino. Like his face went from droopy, drabbity, droopida goobida, all the way to yippee yoopaka, and then back to droopy, drabby, droopa goobida.
Well, I
And
think the
then-
droopy drabby droopa droopida was because, remember, he got, what was that? It looked like he got a blender to the face. I don't know what that contraption was.
it just was not. I don't. It was a.
What
it
was
a
that
lot-
contraption? That
a
they were
lot of
swinging
dark-
around? Was it a lamp?
I think it was a lamp.
Oh,
It was a
lamp.
lamp.
He got a lamp straight to the face.
And
he was
a
blind,
lot.
remember?
It was a lot. There was a lot going on.
There
just-
was a lot going on.
The makeup effects were just not there. I was very confused. Very
Yes. Yes, I agree. What did we think of Randall, how he taunted Cornelia in the cage?
rude.
He was very rude.
You said rude.
He had no respect for her.
He really didn't.
He just didn't care. He just wanted to make her life a living hell, so that's what he did. And
Because she was like, y'all can take everything, just let me out the cage.
just let me out of this cage. I gotta win my next match. I mean, it was just it was just too much for me to handle. Why was he just taunting her? He should have just snapped her neck. I mean, I don't get
Right.
the
They could have
feelings.
just killed her and taken everything and been done with it.
Well, no,
Like,
because they were worried about the hot chair. But then they
They
didn't
could
care
have
at the end.
escaped the hot chair. She
that
would've
was
just been
already
dead.
coming when you done left this lady in the cage to wither to death because she's gonna starve and you're wrecking through the house. Like
It's only been
a lot of shit
a
to
couple
worry about.
hours, Sade. She
with
wasn't
her
going to
drama,
starve.
with her
she
drama
was
would have
delirious. You don't
She
know her
really was.
life.
Well, I think it was
She's
the
on a
heat, right?
cycle.
Because she didn't have any power. So the AC wasn't working. So she was
very weak.
she was
was-
very
She
Going
was
to
very
fit.
weak.
she was a weak lady, wasn't she?
Yes, she
The
was.
way she,
Quite
the way she,
feeble.
the way she landed on that step stool, I just lost my shit.
Oh, she landed
Have
like
we
a ton of
mentioned this?
bricks.
Can I rewind and fast forward right quick?
Let's rewind and fast forward. Yes.
Was there an Oedipus-y kind of a thing going? Because their relationship, I had to pay attention in the beginning to make sure they weren't a couple. The
Yes.
Son, it was very Oedipus-y. It was very
was.
incesty.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
Oedipus.
another reason why I knew homo. That's another reason.
Okay.
All right,
That's
and
why.
now we're fast forwarding to where?
Oh no, that was the rewind. That was the after she started having her delirious delusions about him, and then in the beginning, it was stuck through the movie, but it was always kind of an inappropriate dynamic. It seemed to me.
You know. I know. Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
it was inappropriate.
It was
Gross.
very inappropriate. Yeah.
I thought I was making it up because ain't nobody mentioned it, but I'm pretty sure I saw that.
No, you saw it.
Okay.
It was
You know.
there.
Okay.
It was unfortunately there.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. All right, so let's talk about how the fact that she made shivs, and she was all up into it. She was like, gotcha, bang,
Mhm.
and they bent.
How did she not know they wouldn't bend? Like, is she a dummy? Okay, that was a rhetorical question.
Yes.
So going to the next statement. Like how? Come on now. Did she want to live?
I don't know, but
I
she
asked
got
this
choked
question many
out.
times. She just. mm.
There's a lot of
Mm.
choking in the 60s.
That's what they did. They didn't know how to use any other weapons, so choking was the way to go. Like guns weren't really a thing, so you're like, I'm just gonna choke a bitch. Does Wayne Brady have to choke a bitch? Like, it's just it was the thing to do. That's
Okay,
how
that
people
makes sense. Okay, makes sense. I like it. Okay, and so I know we briefly mentioned it, but any thoughts from the rest of you of when she finally jumps out of the elevator? Sade?
No,
No?
because this movie could have been a lot shorter.
She's done that the first time, but she had to do it the way that I
Right.
was saying it. You can't do it facing out. You have to face in, and then you hang, and then you lightly
You
drop.
just drop like a normal fucking person.
Yeah.
To get out
Because
of
you're
something.
only 3/4 of a floor up anyway.
Mhm.
It's not even, it's like a full story.
She was not trying to live.
No,
No.
she was not.
She was delirious, though.
No, stop it. She was not trying to live. She just threw herself out of that service elevator onto that step stool. Like she was just going on a pike. Like she wanted that. If that were a pike, she was throwing herself onto it on purpose. Like
I know, that
the
must
way
have hurt. That hurt her titties.
Yeah, I heard ribs break. I heard boobs pop. Like it was a lot.
It was a
and
lot.
then she just landed. She just landed, and I was in tears the entire time.
It was a lot. What about when she offered them 10 G's? And now that was a lot of money.
A hell of a lot of money at
for
that
the
point.
60s. And they were really contemplating not taking the 10 G's.
Stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You take those 10 G's and run, right, Sade?
I don't know why they didn't take it. Dude was like skeptical, but what's her name? The chick? No,
Elaine.
Elaine. Yeah, she was thinking about it, and I think they should have took the $10,000 and got up on out of there. But instead, they wanted to run around like a fucking minstrel show all through the house, chasing each other. Like goddamn, what's the Three Stooges? Like boop. And then run. And then, like, the lady was sitting in the chair and the stabbing was happening behind her. They just wanted to be foolish, and they could have ended that shit and took $10,000 and been fine.
Exactly.
Well, they really couldn't have, because Miss Bird, she said her words were, "Yes, you can go with the bank with me. We'll go on Tuesday." And in her mind,
when the things open back up.
Well, things gotta open up.
When her son will be back there, when her son will be back around, so clearly
he was going to be dead by then.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, she didn't know that. She didn't know that at that time.
He was not aware.
He was just alive.
I can't
with
with any of you.
Some female, but no, he was deceased. But
do we think he really died?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He died, and he
tried to call to see if she was okay with his bullshit, and she didn't answer. And he was like, "Oh, she about to be about this nonsense, and I have to literally kill myself so that she understands it's serious."
That's interesting. So you don't think he went to the cabin in the lake with his lover?
Mm-mm.
I think he killed himself because he was never going to be free of the grips of this old hag.
Hagsploitation. Okay. All right. I'm here for that. I'm interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Did we think George L. Brady Jr. had to die?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Even though, do you think there was like a little love between Sade and George L. Brady Jr.?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
There was opportunism.
It was,
opportunist, yes.
Who was the opportunist? She was the opportunist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was shiftless and, he was opportunistic by and large, but their dynamic was based on opportunism through him. Like, he was just trying to, make something happen. He's a fucking wino. But she was like, you can stay around if you got the plug.
Oh, yes. Well, everyone needs a good plug, right?
I ain't mad at it,
I ain't mad, no. Okay, now what about the part when she escapes? Sade escapes, and she goes and she picks up all, like, the fancy shit and the fur coat because, hey, you gotta live, right? But then she gets caught by Essie.
How did she get caught? Why didn't she just run? Like, it's not like he had a weapon that was really endangering her. Like, he could...
Well, he had a knife, right? Like a pocket knife.
Bitch run. What's he gonna do? He's not gonna throw it. He has never shown any adeptness to throwing. So she could have just ran and gotten away with her coat, and she could have been in another city.
Well, let's be real. There were many moments where both George and Sade could have just punched Essie and Elaine, and they could have ran. Because I think the only one that had really any physical prowess is Randall, but he didn't even have a gun. You can outrun him, maybe. Or you throw George on him, and then Sade runs.
She would have done that. She should have done that. I don't know why she didn't do that. Like, what?
Yeah, but she survived, though. She's in the wine closet.
Mm-hmm.
Is that surviving?
Yeah, like Destiny's Child. She's a survivor.
Stop it. Next question.
Okay. So, All right, so we talked about them not accepting the 10 Gs, which is ridiculous. The other point that was ridiculous to me was when Randall was like, oh, we have to kill her because she's heard our voices. And I was like, in the 60s, did they have a voice lineup or something? Like where people, talked? And because usually the lineup is like you look at them and I'm like, oh, I've seen that face before. Like, oh, I heard that voice before. Like, I was just very confused. She's heard our voice. We have to kill her.
To play games. That's what he was doing.
Reindeer games.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. What about Mr. Paul? Mr. Paul knew how to handle Randall, Elaine, and Essie. Get those brass knuckles.
I don't get his entire storyline. Like, I mean, they show him. He's doing the exchange. He disappears. He's going off with his wife and his mother-in-law.
Well, because it's the 4th of July. He's got dinner plans.
Okay, but then they call him, and then he tells her, tells him everything, and then they pan into him. They like zoom into his face, like, what am I gonna do with this information? And then he never does anything. Like
no, he does. He goes and collects the stuff.
I mean, does he though?
He does, and he beats up. Well, his goons beat up 3 of them.
I just don't get why he was a part of everything. I don't like it.
He's just trying to make a buck.
He had an eye patch on his glasses.
He did have a weird glasses thing. I was very confused by that. Maybe it was it was hip in the 60s. It was strange.
We'll never know.
We will never know. Yes. Deidre's not here to tell us about the 60s. Oh, we love you, Deidre. Okay. What else? Okay, so Mr. Paul and Scatman Crothers, because he didn't have a name in the movie. In the cast, at least the list that I have, he's just called Junkyard Proprietor's Assistant. How y'all do Scatman Crothers like that? He's Hong Kong Phooey. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Number one, what was it? Number one super spy, super guy, whatever. Hong Kong Phooey. Anywho. Okay, so Cornelia does end up getting the upper hand, if you can believe it. Can you believe she stabbed Randall's eyes out?
At least she did something right.
Or stabbed him in? What is it that she stabbed? Because that was the thing that bent. So I guess it was sharp enough?
I mean, for your eyes, anything sharp enough.
Well, I guess, yeah. Yeah. So she blinded him. No comment? Okay. Legionnaire, were you happy she blinded James Caan?
It was ingenue.
It was a good moment.
It was a good moment. After many dull moments, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Okay. And Essie and Elaine's reaction to that. I mean, they were just like, we're getting the fuck out of here.
They should have done that so long ago. They could have escaped. They could have been long gone. Nobody in that city gave a fuck. They could have been long gone.
No one did, but it wasn't until blind Randall got into a tussle with Cornelia on the sidewalk that he got thrown somehow into the street, and then he got his head crushed by the... Which I don't know the science. But it was like he had a flat tire for a head. Which maybe that used to happen in the 60s. I'll never know. But it was something. But Cornelia is alive. The police show up. Everyone is concerned.
And then they're unconcerned almost immediately.
I know. But they end up getting Essie and Elaine. The police get them. You know, because all you got to do is just pull a gun out, and they like, oh no, a gun. And they could have just driven. I mean, let's be real. I mean, they were in the car, but anyway, it's the 60s. You know, we will forgive their stupidity because they've been stupid throughout the whole damn movie. Sade is in the closet. Malcolm no longer is. and Cornelia's alive, although clearly shooketh. But she started cracking up because the power came back on. And all this happened over the course of 3 hours. No.
Exactly.
Is that how long this movie was?
Yes.
It felt that long.
Yes. We're going to get to that question for you later, Sade. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Was there anything that I missed? A tiny little moment that either of you would like to chat about? Can we talk about the blood on Cornelia's...
When she was bleeding to death?
Yes, she was bleeding to death. Oh, no. Sade was bleeding to death from her butt.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I guess you can do. But then she wasn't bleeding to death, I was happy because I like Sade. Cornelia, she kept on having weird blood stains on her knuckles. She was used her ring as a screwdriver, which I guess can happen in the real world.
With cubic zirconia, you can do whatever you want.
There you go. And her makeup was fascinating the more hours she was in that thing.
Makeup was terrible.
Yes. And
this movie had to be rated R because there was a white woman in danger the entire movie. So that's definitely an R rating for the 60s, right?
It is. And whenever she listened to the radio, it was always bad news, which I thought was fascinating. It's like, oh, it's the 4th of July, and, a dead body was found in the gutter. I was like, oh, okay.
Decapitated and naked.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Repent! Okay. Well, it's that time, y'all. Before we scream lights out, let's hand out some camp superlatives. Scream Queen.
Freaking in the cage. The lady that was in the cage.
The freaking lady in the cage.
Cornelia. Was screaming.
She was screaming for her life.
Everything.
I mean, wouldn't you scream for your life if you were in a cage? I mean, didn't you scream for your life when you were in your cage?
No, I don't.
Oh. All right. Well, it's a different kind of scream. The diva.
I was having a notably better time than she was.
Oh, okay. The diva, Essie.
Essie was the diva.
Yeah. The ingenue, Sade.
Sade.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm.
The biggest douche.
I was going to get that to Cornelia. Cornelia found her way to open the door and to stab him in the eyes and to slide out the house.
Oh, what? You were giving Cornelia an award? I like it.
Why not?
Feminist icon for Cornelia, then? No.
Feminist icon? No, I'd give that to Sage.
Oh, okay, good. The biggest douche?
The boy, the leader of the ringleader of the three robbers.
Oh, Randall.
Yes.
All right. The See You Next Tuesday, Malcolm. Because we didn't see him on Tuesday.
We did not see him.
Damn, stop yourself.
Did.
The Bye Felicia, Cornelia.
Malcolm.
Yeah, Malcolm. Special Achievement in Caucasity. Everybody except for Essie.
Yeah.
And Scatman Crothers. Special Achievement in Karening, Cornelia.
Definition.
Jada Pinkett Smith Award for Excellence in Entanglement. Randall, Elaine, and Essie.
What kind of name is Essie?
I don't know. He spoke Spanish a couple times, but I'm not claiming him. Yeah. Let's see. The Kill of the Night.
When that boy's head was up underneath that tie.
I mean, I feel like you can't come back from that, right, Sade?
No, I think that pretty much summed up the movie.
Okay. That was a good one, Sade. You got it. Yeah, that was good. I like that. Were you saving that all night? Okay, you just, it's spur of the moment.
Just in that moment.
I like it. Okay. Yes. The most shocking moment? The way the bitch fell from the elevator?
That was just stupid.
I can't believe I just saw that moment. The way the bitch fell from the elevator.
Yes.
The out of this world moment, the way that bitch fell from the elevator. The moment that made you gag, the way that bitch fell from the elevator.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
All those things are
All of the
absolutely
above.
all of the things.
The best usage of a cheesy special effect, the way that bitch fell from the elevator. The worst usage of a cheesy special effect, the way that bitch fell from the elevator. The what the fuck am I watching moment, the way that bitch fell from the elevator.
No, when she should have fell from the elevator.
Okay. Oh, when she gave up.
When
Yes.
she gave up, she just laying down all sideways.
Yeah.
And she slid back on them.
That was good. Yes. The That's So Retro moment. The elevator.
The
Yeah,
elevator.
like, because they don't even have, it wasn't even a dumbwaiter. It was like a whole elevator.
It was like a whole elevator. Yes.
Buttons, emergency buttons, like
Buttons,
fire
we
department
got the
come
button.
through. It's got a weight limit. Like, damn, it's a whole elevator.
Yes. And Sade, the how many more minutes are left moment.
When I had to rewind the movie to see if they were mother and son or a couple.
Oh.
I had to rewind twice
Oh.
to try and figure it out. So that was problematic in Oedipus from the beginning for me, and I was not invested.
All right. Okay.
So the beginning.
But you're my stepsister. Okay.
That shit's so creepy, yo. Like, and I go down rabbit holes. That's not sexy.
That's a whole genre. I'm just saying.
It is a whole genre.
But you're my stepmother. Anyway.
Mhm.
So, a fun little fact before we start handing out awards. So, this is the first of 2 films in a row that Olivia de Havilland stepped into a role originally announced for Joan Crawford. So originally, Joan Crawford was supposed to star as the lady in the cage.
There would have been so much more drama.
She's so much better.
So much
than
more
that.
drama. And, if you can believe it, our girl from Bewitched, Elizabeth Montgomery, was also sought for the lead role.
Oh, wow.
That would have been a whole different movie as well with Elizabeth Montgomery. Might have been a better movie, I'm just saying.
There might have been some smart decisions made. Yes, absolutely.
After that, Rosalind Russell was offered the part, but she turned it down. And then Olivia de Havilland ended up being announced as a star. She got paid $300K for it. And she praised James Caan for his talent. The other movie, for those out there who are curious, that Olivia replaced Joan in was Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte, which we saw here on Summer Camp. Yes, James Caan modeled his performance after Marlon Brando in A Streetcar Named Desire. You all can decide if he did a good job as far as it. Yes. Joan Crawford said that she could not do Lady in a Cage because she just couldn't fit it into her schedule.
Lies.
Good for her.
Okay, good for her. Yes. All right. So, now it's time to rate this film. 1 to 10 marshmallow scale. Y'all know what to do with the marshmallows. Everyone's really excited. Everyone's got their bag of marshmallows ready to throw. Legionnaire. Legionnaire, you are sensible. You are a straight shooter. You're reasonable. How many marshmallows?
I will give this 5 marshmallows for Randall's hairy chest.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
And that is it. Okay. All right. Parker?
Ooh, I'm going to give this movie 4 marshmallows shaped like electrical boxes. This movie was just reckless, y'all. It was reckless. Reckless. So I
Reckless.
just, I watched it, and I felt like, a part of me was just, again,
Stuck in that
continually
elevator?
it was stuck in the elevator going down the drain. Like, if you've ever seen the movie where someone's stuck in an elevator, that's like a million of them, and someone's trying to kill them because they stuck in the elevator, that was me. I'm in that elevator, and someone is trying to kill me.
All right. Parker, you didn't even say the gem that you said during the pre-show with us. You called this Home Alone.
That wasn't me.
Oh, that wasn't you? Who called it Home
That
Alone?
was you. That was actually you.
No, I didn't call it
That
Home
was
Alone.
Me, y'all crazy. It was Home Alone, and that's what I told Deirdre.
Oh, that was Sade who called it
Black
Home
and
Alone.
white Home Alone. That's why I said that was like what's it, the Three Stooges? Like just
Home
stupid,
Alone.
kind of running around in circles.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of running around in circles, Sade, it's your turn.
6 gold cups.
How
6
much?
gold baby cup marshmallows.
You said
it
6?
was better. Yeah, 6.
Okay, 6 gold cup marshmallows. The ones that Sade liked.
Yeah, the little baby cups.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 of them. It was entertaining enough because it's just like you're sitting there like it's a movie you could yell at.
Yes.
And for that, I can give it 6. It's not something I want to watch over and over, but when you watch it, you can yell at it a little bit because, girl,
like, bitch, what you doing?
Turn around and jump out. Oh my God! Like there's all kinds of commentary you can add, which makes things entertaining. If you drink before you watch this, like if you turn this on and drink wine,
turn down for
a
what?
lot of it. You can get somewhere with this. You can entertain yourself.
All right. Okay. I am going to give it. I'm going to give it a 5.5. The movie felt longer than it was, but I will say this: some of the performances were actually really good. Like, I liked James Caan's character. I thought Randall was interesting. Like, I thought as an actor, his character work was interesting. Y'all know I love my girl Sade. She was everything. But there were a lot of really lethargic moments in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it really did not pick up until about 45 damn minutes into it. And by that point, we've been stuck in the elevator with this bitch for like 30 minutes.
Long time.
It was a long time. Like, had the chaos happened a little sooner, had there been maybe even more chaos, maybe that might have been interesting. But, I will still say this. It could be rewatchable for the yelling at the TV thing that Sade was saying. Especially if you're watching it with someone who hasn't seen it, because you're going to, like, maybe be more entertained by their reaction to it than what's on the screen. Maybe that might be kind of interesting. But I forgot to mention, my 5.5 marshmallows are shaped like Randall's head at the end of the movie.
Damn.
It's got like a swoop.
Squished.
Yeah. The squished marshmallows aren't that bad. And on that note, it's time for everyone to report back to their cabins. Your bunk beds are waiting for you. Join us next time for a brand new installment of Summer Camp. Here's one of our campers on our PA system with a few announcements.
Thank you for the intro, and sorry for the microphone feedback. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/PCR Summer Camp. Follow Poppy Chula Radio on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, @Poppy Chula Radio. Do you have any questions, suggestions, comments, or concerns? Email us via contact@poppychularadio.com. Are you interested in joining the Poppy Chula Radio team as an on-air personality or blog contributor? Email talent@poppychularadio.com. Binge listen to your favorite Poppy Chula Radio programs by visiting poppychularadio.com/archives. You can also download tonight's broadcast and the rest of the series through iTunes. Just search for Poppy Chula Radio Summer Camp and subscribe. Back to you, camp counselors. Oh, not again. Sorry for the feedback.
Thank you. My fellow camp counselors, please wish our campers and listeners a good night, starting off with Sade.
Night, y'all. Welcome back.
Parker.
Again, y'all, just stay respected.
I don't know who I'm going to tell to just stay respected.
Oh, you know who you're going to say that to.
I don't know. I don't know who I'm going to say it to, but that
Oh, I
will
know who you're going to
equate
say it to.
Just be careful so I don't disrespect you because it's go either direction. That's how it feels. It's like, just keep it together before it go left. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
It's an admonishment. It is definitely a warning.
And our man from the future, Legionnaire.
Good night, campers. Stay safe. Be well.
Thanks for tuning in. Good night, lights out, and stay safe.